So in the few minutes that we have left, Elizabeth, I want to also cover this little link we have, request a metric.
Mm,
And what I want to talk about there is if you click on it, their approach. I just want to I like to get inside the mind of the person that I'm dealing with. Usually
yeah.
helps me connect. So their thinking is when you request a metric, they are giving you four options: competition level, growth rate, trend durability, and consumer demand.
Mm,
So
I have more than that.
uh, really, that's what I have on mine. Okay, so share with us
Oh,
what
that's
you are
interesting.
seeing.
Yeah, so I see the same thing, competition level, growth rate, trend duration, consumer demand. This one's interesting to me. Future predictions.
Oh,
That's cool. I don't know what metrics I would add, but I like a future prediction, especially when it comes from Amazon. Data visualization or ASIN detail is the other groups I'm seeing.
that's interesting. Okay, so what are we reading from this? So what I'm reading is, first of all, they want to know if something is growing or declining. That's one thing.
Mhm.
The other thing that I'm reading is competition. They want to measure the competition. And then another one is consumer demand. I
Mhm.
wonder if growth rate and consumer demand, how they could be somewhat separated, but because growth would indicate demand. But
True.
uh,
True.
so those, and in your case, you have future predictions
Yes.
and ASIN detail.
Mhm.
So my take in all this is they want to know if something is growing or declining. They want to keep a close eye on the listing, the
Mhm.
quality of the listing, and they also want to know where the competition is.
Yeah.
I think the others are, I think, a little bit, um, spin-off from those three: competition, growth,
Mhm.
and listing.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the future is, you never know. It's just
Yeah.
prediction is prediction. So I
I
would.
I would like to see an Amazon prediction model, because we all build our own. At some point, it's just mathematics, right? But the problem is you have to be able to plug in the numbers to figure out, the actual mathematical equation. So if Amazon, again, with all their wealth of shopper knowledge, consumer behaviors over a long period of time, I would be really interested to know what their predictions might look like.
Okay, so let's assume that Amazon did provide predictions. Would you trust them?
I would probably trust them more than a lot of other sources.
Yeah, I mean, I just,
I mean,
when it comes to,
every prediction is just that. It's a prediction. There are certain things that there is no way to know. For example, like we have several clothing brands where, they have different, like it's like the winter clothing and the spring and then summer, etc. We know that the season is shifting. So we have a prediction that we know, okay, come fall, we're going to have to swap over our advertising efforts to the fall styles. But when that swap happens, we can look at past data to analyze, okay, it's about, this week of whatever the month is, and you can look at search volume trends, but that actual swap is dependent on the weather,
yeah,
which is highly unpredictable. You can have an idea. So what it does is it gives you the best, most educated guess possible. And then what you have to do is understand maybe like the underlying factors that are built into that model. So again, we're looking at, okay, we know weather starts to shift, we know consumer behavior, you get a little nip in the air, everybody's like, yay, it's fall finally, summer's over. And so they start thinking about it. But until that nip in the air happens, everybody's still enjoying their summer. And that's the piece that we can't. So I do find predictions help you anticipate things, which can be very helpful. So you're not just blindsided and like forget that you have to swap over what you're being, you're not still continuously being aggressive on the summer styles 2 months into when you should have stopped spending advertising on them, right? So it's helpful to anticipate that. But yeah, no one's gonna hit it on the nose.